Okay, this next clip is going to be about adding questions to your screencasts in EdPuzzle. This, to me, is extremely important. This is your formative assessment, meaning you're getting feedback in real time while the kids are watching the videos. If I were in class, I'd be watching my dashboard, and then I would see if someone was getting the questions wrong, and I can walk over and help them. But from home, you can check in from time to time and see how students are doing, whether they're watching the videos and then answering your questions correctly that are put in different places throughout your videos. It's also important because once the students know that there's questions put in the middle of the video, it perks up their attention. It fires their brain up because they know that a question is coming, so they better listen, and they're going to be held responsible for those questions and so forth. Before we move on, reminder, if you're stumbling across this video, there's a whole series and it makes sense to start from the beginning. So if you come to tinyurl.com/TED Teach from Home, that'll bring you to my whole series that I'm working on. This is what I'm up to so far, and I'm going to keep working on this to help teachers. Now, back to the main point, which is how to insert questions. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a video that I already have for students. I'm going to show you how to insert questions. So again, I focus on my content. When you click content up here, that's going to show you all of the content that EdPuzzle has. And they have lots of great stuff. And again, you might find other things that you can use. But my focus here is on my own content, or in the case of what you're doing, I hope you're inserting your own content, because again, it's your voice, your screen, because you made a screencast, hopefully, if you're following my recommendations. And this is the video that someone else created showing you how to make your own screencasts. And if you have followed my lessons up to this point, then hopefully you are prepared to teach your own students with your own voice and your screen. And what we're doing here now is just using EdPuzzle to ensure that you can monitor that the students are indeed watching it and that they are paying attention and comprehending it, because you're going to insert questions. And that's where we are now. So again, I'm going to go to my content, my own videos, which you can do in yours when you're ready to do that. So now I'm going to open up now I have made folders for my different projects. Okay, so in the last video, I showed you how to upload a video, and there's some videos that I have that are just sort of randomly out, not assigned to a folder yet, but it makes sense to add folders. So when you click add content, you can make new folders for yourself, depending on it just gives you a way to organize your own thoughts, because as you can see, I have several different projects that I do with students, and so when I want to get to them quickly, I have them organized. Otherwise there'd be like 70 various videos all over the place. Okay, so let me go into here's one that I am not using currently with my students, but it's a project that I have, and I'm going to open up one of these. By the way, you'll notice that when I have videos that I've uploaded for a specific project, and I told you in an earlier video, I like to break them into shorter videos rather than have one. So this is a Venn diagram project where I have them draw a Venn diagram, and I teach them how to do the drawing from the computer perspective. And what I like to do is break up my tutorial videos into shorter videos. Like here's a 3-minute, a 4-minute, a 3-minute, a 6-minute, and a 7-minute-ish. And then what I do is I name the videos with a descriptive name, but I also include a number, and that number helps me remember what order I want them to watch those videos in to complete the project. I highly recommend that you do that, and you can change the name of a video after you've uploaded it, so you can go in and edit the name. And let's show you how to do that. So I'm going to go into like maybe this number 1 video that in my Venn diagram project. So if I click on this, it's going to show you the video. Here's just sort of my editing platform, and there's a bunch of things you can do, but again, we're focused right now. Notice these little spots right here. What these represent are places where I have already inserted questions previously in this project. So when students watch it, they'll see the video playing, and they can go full screen on the video, but if they're watching this little timeline, they see this, and they get used to it real fast. They know, uh-oh, a question's coming up. I better pay attention because here comes a question and I want to make sure I get it right. So it fires their brain up and makes them think, uh-oh, let me pay close attention. Otherwise, they have to watch it again because they don't want to get the questions wrong. So this is a very important tool in doing your own screencasts. If you were just to show students your screencasts, you wouldn't know if they were watching it and you wouldn't know if they were understanding it. They could just press play and walk away. But inserting the questions focuses their attention and makes it clear. And the more questions you insert, the better. Even if the questions are just real simple ones that, like, did you understand what I just said? Yes or no? And so forth. So I'm going to edit this right now. So you click edit and that opens up your editor here. And there's a few things that you can see and talk and do in here. So let's take a look at some of these right now. So there's a few things that you can do in here. My main focus is in inserting questions. Cut means you can sort of trim the video, but if it's your video and you don't need to trim it at all, you don't need to use this. Voiceover, well, we already made a screencast with our own voice, so you don't really necessarily need to use voiceover, but it gives you the option to add stuff in later if you want to do that. But my focus here is on inserting questions because, as I've told you, I believe that is an extremely important part of this. Now, if I click here, I'm going to get to, okay, so that actually isn't a question. That's a little note that I inserted, which is, they call it a question, but instead of a question, it's a comment that you can insert that stops the video, and the students have to read the comment hopefully, and then hit the word continue. Let's take a look at this one. This is another question that I should have added. So now this is a multiple choice question that I added at the end of this video, and I wrote the question, and it's a question about, do they understand what a Venn diagram is? And in the video, I just told them what a Venn diagram is, and I just told them in the video that the overlapping sections of a Venn diagram are where the two circles meet, and anything inside of this fits into both categories. So I paused the edit there, and I inserted that question, and I made a simple two question multiple choice question, and I inserted it there. So, and this arrow indicates that this is the right answer. So let's take a look at that. So why don't we do this? I'm going to show you how to insert a question. So I already have this comment, which is basically a form of a question by adding a note. And I have this other multiple choice question that we looked at a second ago. Here I am in the middle of my video. So this is a video I made describing to my students how to do a Venn diagram. This is very early in the project. This is video number 1 of 5. And here's where I kind of talk to them about it. So I'm going to hit play and hear my recording from before.
Around on the page. Let's talk briefly about what a Venn diagram is. A Venn diagram. Show me some images of a Venn diagram. Okay, a Venn diagram is usually 2 circles. It can be more than 2 circles. Here's an example of 3, and if you scroll around.
Okay, now let's say I'm going to insert a question here. Does a Venn diagram have to be only 2 circles? I just told them it can be 3, right? So I'm going to insert that question. So I'm going to click on multiple choice questions. Notice that this dot right here indicates that that's where I am on the timeline of my video. So it's a 3-minute, 36-second video. And right now I'm at 2 minutes and 46 seconds. And I'm going to insert a multiple choice question there based on something I just taught them in the video. So I'm going to ensure that they understand that. So I hit multiple choice. Now I can type it. And limited to only 2 circles. That is not correct. So why don't I say true, false. I could do that, or I could write a full answer. Now the answer to that is false. So I need to indicate that this is the wrong answer with this X. And I'm going to indicate that this is the correct answer with this check mark. Now if you wanted to, you could leave feedback. So if they answer this, you can leave feedback and say, no, a Venn diagram can have more than 2 circles. And then if you wanted to leave feedback, you could do it here as well. And then you scroll down. I can't see this here. I'm going to hit, you could add more choices, by the way. It doesn't have to just be 2 choices. You can add 3 or 4. I usually use 4 to do multiple choice because otherwise it's just a 50-50 guess, right? So I hit save and I will have inserted a new question at this point in the video. So now when students watch this video, it will have this new question inserted here as well. So I already showed you this comment and this other multiple choice question in this one. So if you want to add a question, that's how you do it. I do need to tell you one other thing. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to assign videos to various classes so that students will be assigned those videos and will need to watch them. I need to tell you though, if you come back and edit, if you assign a video to a class and then later you come back and edit a question, it's not edited in the video that's already been assigned to classes. Okay, it's important to understand that. So even if it's just, you have a spelling correction to make in your multiple choice questions, or you have something else you need to fix, if it won't be live, it's not like a Google Doc or cloud-based. If you make if you edit your video by inserting another question or changing a question or anything like that, it is not live on a video that you've already assigned to your classes. So just be aware of that.
You can see.
And I've already showed you. Let's just take a quick look again. So let me finish editing here. Let me get myself out of finishing. But just to remind you, when you go to classes, you can see a particular class. And very importantly, you can see how they're doing answering your questions that you've inserted. So in this particular class, a lot of students are getting all these questions right. I have a handful that are getting 1 wrong and someone who got 2 wrong and so forth. So that's important for you to be able to see. And if you click on it, you can see how the student did on that. This is officially the end of this particular video.